The NASA report states that last year was the Earth's warmest on record in 135 years. During that period, the planet's temperature rose 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit. There's no mention of the climate prior to 1880. The researchers chose to avoid theoretical data and focus on actual measured temperatures.
That information is free of charge, it's public, and it's made available to every nation on the planet. NASA is a world resource. There's nobody that does what NASA does.
To find out more, we came here, Goddard Space Flight Center. It's NASA's East Coast home in Greenbelt, Maryland. The scientists here believe this warming isn't cyclical or natural, it's part of a trend. Measurements show that of the 10 warmest years measured, all but one occurred after 2000. The trend, NASA says, reinforces the need to study the impacts of human activity. The agency, however, stops short of speculating what we should do.
We are concerned by the changes we're seeing on the planet. And we're out there telling people this is not anything to do with politics. Our job is simply to take the data. It's not NASA's job to say what people should do with the data, what the policies should be for the United States government. But we can tell you these changes are happening. And we can be very, very clear about that.
Earth science accounted for about $1.8 billion, or 11% of NASA's annual budget last year.
Zero at liftoff of the
Wait, NASA? The men and women who launched rockets into space and put astronauts on the moon? When did they start looking at climate change?
It's totally artificial just to say, well, the Earth isn't worth study by NASA. It's a planet. And studying the processes of Earth helps us understand the solar system, and then vice versa. Goddard Space Flight Center, simply put, is the largest collection of scientists and engineers in the world. We have the largest astrophysics department in the world. We have the largest planetary science department, the largest earth science department. We have more than 1,000 scientists.
The agency has 20 satellites circling the Earth with their backs to the stars. This year alone, 5 more are being launched. One which should have an impact on the weather forecast, which you see every day, is the Global Precipitation Measurement Mission, or GPM.
The Global Precipitation Measurement Mission is an international mission designed to measure precipitation all around the globe every 3 hours. If you take all of the rain gauges in the world and put them together, they fit into 2 basketball courts.
The biggest hurdle to weather forecasting isn't predicting what's coming, but seeing what's already out there. Satellites like GPM will allow forecasters to see what's on the ground.
What I think is really cool about GPM, and is relevant for Chicago especially, is it's the first satellite or instrument specifically designed to measure falling snow. We're basically where we are measuring snow with where we were measuring rain about 50 years ago. So there's a lot we don't know about snow.
Chicagoans may find the NASA report hard to imagine.
You can't look out your window or at a short-term period of weather and conclude it's reflective of the climate on a large scale.
2014 was a frigid year for the city, nearly 2.5 degrees colder than normal. But just as it was cold here, it was warmer in other parts of the country.
When we're talking climate change, you've got to look at the planet as a whole. And in 2014, the planet as a whole was warm, even though we were in a little cold pocket here.
Okay, so whenever you talk about climate change, it's going to spark a debate. As soon as NASA's report was released, a number of various organizations began to question it, and a separate study by NOAA which supported its conclusion. For what it's worth, the scientists say the data's all there. You can find a direct link on our website, WGN-TV.com.